Greetings, my friends. This is Gilles Mansillon. I wanted to come and wish you a good day, a good Sunday. I wanted to discuss a few ideas, which is it's essentially very important to know that there is many timelines. There is 3D timeline, 4D timeline, and fifth dimensional timeline that are going to be separating this. Like those who are living in 3D are just will continue in the conflict and opposition, fight for domination of territory. Those 4D will be stabilization around something that will be better, that will be higher, and then fifth dimensional is like freedom and joy and abundance. So fourth dimensional is a transitional realm that between the third dimension and fifth dimension, just as the sixth dimension is a transitional realm between the fifth dimension, the connecting point to the eternal frequency of oneness, and the ascended master realm in the seventh dimension. And the more we ascend, the more protection we're getting, the easier it will be. So it's important to continue to cultivate peace and love regardless of what is going on. We do need to get accustomed to the frequency of the fifth dimension, continue to connect to the pyramid of light. For time is getting short to make the choices. It's like, but everybody's making the choices according to their own soul. The soul is very important. There are people who do not believe in God, but that doesn't prevent God from existing. It doesn't. Some people do not believe in karma. It doesn't prevent people from experiencing karma. Some people do not believe in reincarnation. It doesn't prevent soul from reincarnating, and so on. So I'm just expressing thoughts and ideas, and it's all about But the more we ascend in consciousness, the more we become aware of our own soul program and as well as the collective program. For it's like the soul is a very important, essential part of what is going on here. The creator coordinates all that. So it's very much about understanding that each soul is determining its own program. For it's like every suffering that we see in the world is not from God, it is from the soul. For we have to understand, I'm just expressing opinions, perspectives, but for millennia, there are so many souls, human beings, that have lived in so much cruelty, violence, and brutality. And it comes a point in time where each soul needs to balance out its energies to discover freedom, to be able to balance it out. So the soul says, how many incarnations will I need when this is like the expense of so much suffering it's created? How many incarnations will it take for me to be free? And how much suffering can I take within one incarnation? So understand, if there's people that are living extremely difficult life, it's because they need to burn out this karma. It doesn't mean So we do not want to take on their karma. We just want to assist them, continue to give them love, assistance, to understand. But the soul will remain faithful to its own program, just as every illness is self-created. For it, no matter how good a cure or a healer can be, if we don't remove the cause, then it's like it will continue, it will not be permanent. So it's because we have an etheric body that's been affected by negative emotion, negative judgment, fear, and that impacts the elemental body that manifests in the physical body. So listen to your body, look for the cause of things, and then remove the cause. For it's never because of God. Whatever problems there is, never because of the Creator. It's always because each soul has this amazing power to dictate his own reality. And there are those that are striving in conflict and opposition and war, and it's like 3D. But the fourth dimension is becoming stabilized, and soon there's going to be groups that are going to be transferred from this dimension. And eventually, the 3D is going to collapse completely, and we move into the fourth dimension. Some of them will be, those who are very demon-oriented will be confined to that dimension. The other ones will be a lot more free. For the majority of human beings are more on the positive orientation than the negative orientation. So continue to cultivate gratitude and appreciation. Love and peace, for it is an eclipse season, so it's going to be a lot of assistance from the cosmos when we have this astrological body, also response to the motion of planets. And right now, Venus and the Sun they're coming together, so it's like it's assisting us in determining what we like and what we do not like. For we have this responsibility of self-mastery of the third dimension, fourth dimension, fifth dimension, or above. And when we'll achieve that ascension mastery, we'll be able to create that wheel. Where there is 7 veils that are going to be falling, since we have to cross the 7 circles of consciousness. And for there is no judgment needed for each. Yet when we become lucid, we see the impure and the pure. It's like it's becoming clear, and we need to cut out all of the situation, people, um, and energies that are negative and lower frequencies, like because otherwise there is no space for positive situation, positive people. We need to complete the cycle to make to attract this law of attraction, those higher, within respect of that everybody is going through his own process, but we don't need negative people, negative situation into our life. So we need to learn to remove ourselves from that. And working within what is our own power, and leave everything else to the creator. It's because if you try to affect the situation where you don't have enough power, any power, it's like a dog that's barking against a tree and expecting the tree to move. The tree will not move. And so it's like if you want to connect to fifth dimensional being on the planet, there is already communities which are whales and dolphins. They're already fifth and sixth dimensional beings. They're beings that are so integrated within joy and life and love, and so you can connect with them. With those little housefly, they're on steroid right now. For a few days, they're just aggressive, like very aggressive, and they do not want to go out. They just want to remain inside. It's really annoying. It's the test. And so it is we're passing through all kinds of things and getting ready for something completely new. We're finishing a cycle that was started in 2012, and it's completing right now. We're going to be rising to the 5th, 6th, 7th dimension, and to recreate this Garden of Eden. And for it's like the earth was created as a heavenly garden. It's like the new Lemuria. Lemurians were 12th dimensional beings. When we came down here, we were completely non-physical. We were completely connected to. We didn't need anything. We were just self-sustaining. And then there was the galactic war, and there was all kinds of refugees that came to the earth. That the earth. Planet Earth accepted all kinds of refugees from Mars and other places, and which were warlike people and warlike beings. And Atlantis was the efforts to regroup all beings from the galactic wars to recreate a physical society, fourth dimensional society, and it worked for 200,000 years. There was this golden age on Atlantis. I'm working with the master that was supervising this society. His name is Orlet. He came to me a few days yesterday. It's always nice to see that he's coming out of his rest of his dimension to come to assist. And so eventually there was something very dark. There was those 10 kingdoms in Atlantis. It was a huge continent, and then there was some very dark demonic ceremonies that some of those beings did, and that created a total destruction of this continent. What's called the Great Flood, the biblical flood, 17,500 years ago. And then the continent sank. There was only 5 islands left, and 2 major civilizations, the Aryans and the sons of Belials, and the Atlara, the island of Poseida. On the Poseida, they were a matriarchal society. They controlled all the technologies. They were from like 4th to 12th dimension, 13th dimension even. They were maintaining the still point of the 13th dimension. And they were very advanced. It was amazing, this society. But then the Aryans and the sons of Belials were really fourth-dimensional beings. They were patriarchal, militarists, corporatists. They were controlled the engine of production, so they were kind of independent. And we incarnated on both factions. And at some point, so for 5,000 years, there was a coexistence between the Atlara and the Aryans, and slowly but surely, the Aryans learned how to manage the technologies. And as soon as there was a great, very powerful deception to control the technology, and they tried to transfer the technology that were sustaining the civilization of Atlantis towards to become a war machine to fight a Persian empire that they were conflicted with, and that created the complete destruction of the civilization of Atlantis 12,500 years ago. The fire crystal exploded. The second moon of Atlantis just crashed into the earth. And we all suffering from that. It's a big trauma to have lost that, because it was very, very advanced, very beautiful life that we live down over there. And so and so we everybody went to third dimension, which wasn't really recommended for the mother god. Never allowed, and the supreme creator didn't advise for humans to go down all that low and that lower level. We became controlled by the Anunnakis and all kinds of things. And so, but and the firmament were destroyed at the time. There was, when you looked at the sky, you could see that every star could send you information. You could communicate with all kinds of civilizations just by psychic connection. I've already recreated my third eye. The Pleiades, the seven stars of the Pleiades, was quite a while ago, but they showed me like it was like a dance. It was amazing, and all the stars are actually living beings with all kinds of, and I'm sure at some level we could even just teleport, just send our conscious, just dematerialize and rematerialize there just by thoughts, travel in the universe. So all of that will be recreated, this fifth, sixth, seven dimensional society. Well, I'm just offering a perspective. For the veils of consciousness will fall. And when all the veils fall, the consciousness will be restored. So people will know the truth. A lot of people will have to face illusions within their own beliefs. And so we all really at the brink of something really monumental in terms of change. Do not allow yourself to be distracted by all of the 3D. It's like, for a lot of people are still tune in to the 3D, to psychotropic weapons, that they have those nanoparticles within their body, and the mass media television, they hypnotize. And so you can only pray for them, but every soul is going through whatever they need to go through for their evolution, and trust that. Continue to send love and light to cultivate, to make this for like there's this light is getting ever closer to the earth, and the fourth dimension field will soon be stable, and many veils are going to fall. So just and prepare yourself for miracles. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I don't have much memory on my phone today, so I'm going to make this video short. I'm going to finish with a song that went through my mind all night. I don't know really why, but I sang it the other day. But it's an important song. It talks about one love. It's called One Love. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Hear the children crying, one love. Hear the children crying, one heart. Saying, let's give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Saying, let's get together and feel alright. Let them pass on their dirty remarks. One love, there is one question I really like to ask. One heart, is there a place for hopeless sinners who have hurt all of mankind just to save his own beliefs? One love, what about the one heart? One love, what about the people? Let's get together and feel alright. As it was in the beginning, one love, so shall it be in the end, one heart. Alright, let's give thanks and praise to the Lord, and we will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. One more thing. Let's get together to fight the holy Armageddon. One love, so when the mankind comes, there will be no doom. One song, have pity on those chances growing sinner. There is no hiding place from the Father of creation. Saying, one love, what about the one heart? One heart, what about the let's get together and feel alright? I'm pleading to mankind, one love, oh Lord, one heart. Whoa. Let's give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. let's get together and feel all right. For it is very essential. I may have to put advertisement on my channel because YouTube is putting advertisement on my channel anyway, so that will allow me to control what kind of advertisement they're putting on. And so I thank you very much for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. It is, we continue to stay close to the essential, the joy, the freedom, the peace, to broadcast that and to realize everybody's going through his own process. Everybody's suffering down here. Everyone. It's like just a separation from the Creator. For any 1 second, it's like a pain, it's a suffering, but it's part of the process. We chose that for the integration of contrast, understanding what the opposite of the reality for all that we live is completely untrue. The only truth there is the connection to love and eternal joy. That is the truth that we're seeking to reintegrate, and that will happen when we achieve the frequency of the fifth dimension, which we're already there. Many times, sometimes we are challenged with situation, but for most of for it's about calling on the alignment, inviting the source, remembering your creator, the source, the great. Let's give thanks and praise to the Lord, and we will feel all right. Thank you very much. Wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Adonai.